you guys are Africans who grew up in Africa. We understand the type of food that we have there. Moving here, trust me, if you're not careful, the food you eat here can double your size or even triple your
Correct.
size. Like, I'm being honest. If you just delve into whatever it is you see here, in 6 months, you're like, who is this?
Like legit.
No joke. So what is going on, really, with the food? Because I wouldn't say I cannot relate because I eat just African food. Like, I don't, like, I hardly eat out. Like, I just much as possible to cook all my food and do
Lucky
everything I
you.
eat.
Right.
Yeah, but for most people that come into this country and then they just jump on the food that's out there, in 6 months, you're like,
Yeah.
is this you?
Yeah.
And then they're able to keep, that fitness practice. So, like, what's going on, and then what can they do necessarily?
For me, I think when people come in here, they struggle with finances. First of all, that's one of the key things. So when you don't have money, you can afford to buy good food, and junk food is cheap. Anything that is unhealthy is cheap. You can get a full burger for $1.99 with fries and a drink, and that's very unhealthy. So people tend to go for cheap food because that's what they can afford, and that leads to things like overweight or being obese and stuff. And also, there are some apps that you have to register on the app, and then all these restaurants or food places, at the end of the day, when they want to throw the food out, you can register to pick up a bag, maybe pay like 3 peanuts, and they give you a bag of junk food. So imagine having to buy Tim Hortons every day in a big bag,
Yeah.
donuts for your children to eat because it's cheap. Those things as well can lead to that. So food poverty, food insecurity, poverty, and relocating to a country you don't know, those are the leading causes of things like that, right? So for us, like health promotion, you got to teach people about same thing you teach a Canadian, doesn't matter where you're from,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how to eat healthy. It's hard. It's easy to teach, but it's hard to actually
Practice.
apply.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have money, you're just chatting. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, but then that's what we'll do. We try to tell you, tone it down with the sugars and carbs and depending on your previous health, and based on your health assessment, what do you currently have? Do you have any ailments? Are you actually diabetic already, or are you
Pre-diabetic,
pre-diabetic?
yeah.
So all those things, like, it's knowledge based. Once you teach them and tell them, they might not be able to like wipe it off completely, but they will be aware that they don't have to eat too much junk food. Yeah.
So, again, it's still on how much you have and type of food you can afford.
Definitely based on income. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
But at the same time, there are resources around you. Again, I always bring it back to the African community where we have resources around us, but we're too bushy to use those resources.
Correct.
Say, for example, every community in Canada have a, how do you call it, the community center. And at each of those community centers, there is a hamper happening there that do produce or provide like healthy food. Now, it might not take your whole family, the
Yeah.
whole week, but it gives you an opportunity for free vegetables, for free something that could be healthy you could incorporate into your diet. And then if you cannot afford the expensive food and stuff, you can afford to walk outside. Walking outside is free. So there are little things you can incorporate into your routine that will help you maintain good health. But sometimes we become like, oh, who? Me? Community center. I remember
Yeah.
for a whole, I remember for like 2 years of my life before I got married when I was planning, I need to continue that. But as shameful as it is, I would say it. When I was getting married, before my wedding, I was going to the community center and getting my vegetables.
I remember.
And I got enough.
remember you used to
Like,
go.
I had enough to feed my family for 2 years out of vegetables. I didn't buy vegetables. I just went every Thursday with my little thing, my bag, and I'm like, who? Yeah, me, 5 people in my family, don't worry. And they give you according to your family size.
Yes.
Wait,
So
it's free?
It's
Yeah.
free.
Oscar, please collect
I
the
didn't- I
details.
didn't-
Every community have a community center that's providing that, and then there's other places. It's the House of Friendship, the House of
We have
Hope,
the Canadian-based
Canadian-based
food banks. We
food
have
banks.
we have the
Even
Nigerian
Nairo.
food bank.
Do
We
you
have
know
a
Nairo?
huge food bank.
Yeah, Nairo
We do
brought
like
me vegetables too.
once a month or something.
Yeah.
We do give food. So again, going back to pride, some
Yeah.
people need this food, but
Because
they
I've
don't
never heard of
access
this thing
it.
until
See,
right
because
now.
you're
Because you don't need it.
Sha.
You don't need it. That's
No,
why
no,
you
See,
never
you
He's a
need
big
it.
boy now.
Big boy. What?
No,
He's a
because
big
I met
boy.
got in here like 2019, right? And you know, as a student, obviously we obviously knew about like certain promos that happen on certain days for students. Like, okay, I think back then Sobeys was like on Wednesdays. They were, you know,
Okay.
we get
Yeah,
like
they still
student
have that,
discounts.
yeah.
You
I
get
don't-
my
I
point.
didn't
So
know
like
that.
all
Yeah, they
those
still have
little
that.
neat tricks that we try to
Even
take
the
care of
school.
for students.
In the school,
Even
Now
the
you're
school
telling me
food,
that like food was free at the time.
food is
Yeah.
always free. Like you just have to know
Right.
I
how
see
to
the students
access
at
it.
Connecticut
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
College
But
too.
I think so. It seems to me like it's more of like an information thing.
So, yeah,
honestly, like just
basically.
like telling people when they get in, like
This
these
is
are
where to
always available
go.
to you,
Yeah.
grocery wise, health wise,
Leverage
you
on
know,
them.
exercise. Man, telling us, man, you can just get comfortable just being in your room, or you know,
Yeah.
try and be more. Especially it's winter time. Nobody really wants to go out like that.
Right,
You know, like
yes.
okay, where the places you can go work out for free or like less affordable, more affordable,
More
like
affordable,
less
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But I have a question, though. It's kind of like that question is a mystery, mystery to me because now going into this country, before I got here, I used to take a lot of milk back home, a lot like cereals and stuff.
That's a
growing
key
up.
Because you're
question.
using powdered milk,
I
right?
kid you not. The first liquid milk I got here, my belly exploded. Like it was just like I was just leaking for days. I was like,
My guy says
like,
his
I
belly
don't understand.
exploded.
Like, do you get what? It was just I
Yeah.
could not process. And I've tried old versions. Like I've tried almond milk, coconut milk. Like I
just
just
everything.
wanted to see maybe it's a specific
Is it
one.
an intolerance thing?
But
protein.
like
Yeah,
for some
he's-
strangers,
he
and I
probably
can't
might.
really drink any more milk again. And I feel like when I finally started getting like the powder milk from like the Nigerian store, I couldn't just go back to how it was again. Like it's
No.
better, but I couldn't just. It was never the same. Like there's certain things, there's certain milks I can't drink anymore, which I find really really weird because I always pride myself that I could eat anything, right? But now I'm like I'm pretty sure like I can't touch this except if I just want to destroy the atmosphere. Like I said, like you know, there's the things like okay, you know what? I don't have any food. I'm just gonna carry this milk, cornflakes, and just let it go, right? But so I don't know, like
So
it's only milk that I've experienced it with, but like when it comes to like the food in general, I do like certain food people need to be aware of and stuff.
So, like in your belly, you have something called the normal fluoride. So, if you're coming from a country, say in Africa, we do homogenized, like homogeneous,
Homogenized milk.
homogenized milk, and we do that little
Condensed.
milk.
evaporated,
Yeah,
those
the
milk, they condense. So the milk back home, you find out that they're being naturally processed. Unlike here, most of the food here come with how do you call it? Lecithin. It comes with these different chemicals in them that
GMO.
the preservatives and stuff that would not just work. So exactly what you're saying. I don't want to write my daughter out there, but she's like 6 months into the country and she cannot have milk anymore because of the same stuff.
it.
The stomach is not breaking down those proteins, the lactose and stuff. Like to the level, I don't know. I could say try number one, but it probably is so nasty. you
I've
won't-
tried everything.
So
Yeah.
for me,
So-
my advice is go to your doctor.
Go to your doctor and talk
Simple,
to
you
your
have a
doctor.
doctor, it's free. Go to your doctor and say, I can't have any of
I
this. They're
can't
gonna
have
do all the
these milk,
tests that's
yeah,
available
they
and to
might
see what
test
you're
what
what
happened.
you're sensitive to. But there's
Right.
definitely something there.
Right.
I've given up on that milk, man.
You
I'll give
should
up on
try
it,
your
right?
peak again.
But like my only question now is if I started taking this version of milk, like maybe when I was here younger and this was what we're exposed to, do you think I've had more tolerance towards it now?
we can
We
tell.
can tell.
We can tell. Because my son is born here, and I find that the number 2 will work for him sometimes, but then all of a sudden it stopped working. I tried the lactose free, it's still not working. So I'm actually having to bring him in to talk about milk.
And sometimes when you grow older, you overcome those things and
Yeah.
it starts to so it depends. We can't really
Quite
tell.
old now.
No, you're already old even before you came. So
No. Oscar, you're already an old man. Just forget
So
about
it's
that.
gone. It's a
You
lost
could
cause.
start with intolerance here, and you
Yeah,
go
boy.
tolerating there. So it's all have to do with your stomach flora. You have to talk to your doctor about it.
yep.
Oscar, hit up your doctor. I think your doctor.
When
will
last
have-
did you talk to your doctor?
Well,
About milk?
About
About
anything.
whatever.
About health.
Oh yeah, last year, yeah.
That's
Okay.
great. That's great.
Your doctor will help you. Honestly.
But yeah, but I don't
Like, I
bring
don't
up the milk
think-
conversation. I just
Are you embarrassed because
no, I
it's
just
making
packed
you
it up
poop?
like, man,
Yeah,
this is lost
typical.
cause. There's no point. doing it
Except
anymore.
it's not because it's vitamin D and you need it.
So,
Supplements.